بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الكريم. الحمد لله. الحمد لله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And Ramadan Kareem. I should have done this. This is Uncle Samir, again with the New Muslim Institute, and with a little comment about Ramadan and the start and understanding about Ramadan. I thought I had done this video last year, but I guess it was not in my archives, and so I should have done this video before the beginning of Ramadan, but at least now it is before the end of Ramadan this year, 2012, so some people can see this and listen and make some comments or ask some questions. A lot of new Muslims are confused about the starting and ending of Ramadan in their communities. They wonder why there are different mosques who begin to fast on different days, and what's the and what's the reason, what's the cause, and why does it always have to be so? Well, I guess this weather change is getting to me a little bit. Alhamdulillah, is really a long, intense subject to go into, but to try to make it a little bit brief, you have categories of Muslims in North America, in the United States, and North America in general, both the United States and Canada. Now there are primarily two types of categories of Muslims on this issue. Used to be those who followed the calendar date that was calculated and determined for the and end of Ramadan according to the calendars. Used to have Muslims who stuck strictly to that as their determining factor as the start and end of Ramadan. Then there used to be those Muslims who contacted their homeland country from wherever they came from, whichever, if they were fasting or if they had begun to fast in their country, then they would begin to start to fast here. And then there's always been those who look to sight the moon here in the United States, in North America. And the two, well, the one categories that can be, the months in Islam go according to the sighting of the moon. It does not go according to the sun, like the regular solar calendar that we know, January through December. That is going according to the sun, which is the way they do it and calculate it is always a little bit off. This is why we have leap year every 4 years. That is trying to, bring it back into some close balance in terms of the celestial, watching how the sun, the moon, and the stars and so forth move. But in Islam, we watch the moon, and this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us about, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has demonstrated. This is what there are 12 months on the Islamic calendar, as well as there are 12 you're all familiar with. Ramadan is the 9th month on the Islamic calendar, just like September is the 9th month on the American calendar, we'll call it the American calendar, even though it's not American, it's actually Gregorian and some other things, but for ease, we'll just say the American calendar. Ramadan is the 9th month on the Islamic calendar. And so each month, the new moon, which the new moon looks like a very thin crescent. If you was to take a pen and to make a line like a crescent on a piece of paper, that thin line and crescent, that's how the new moon looks, with the curve on the left side. So, looking like a banana. Hold it in your right hand with the. So this is how the new crescent looks. When you see the moon being full, when you see a full moon, that is the middle of the Islamic month. If you watch the moon, and if you live any place in America where you might be able to see it on a semi-regular basis nightly, some places you can't see it hardly at all any time of the year, and other places depends on the weather conditions. But the moon starts as a thin crescent from the right side, gets a little bit larger and fuller until it gets full. Then it starts to go down, looking as a crescent from the other side, being first a little bit more full and then getting less and less and less and less until it's gone. Okay, that's how the moon goes, and then it's gone for a couple of days, and then it starts again from the other side as a new crescent. The months on the Islamic calendar are only 29 or 30 days. There is no 31 in the celestial order in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made for us to follow and calculate. Who went according to whatever was happening in their country. Really, the way some of the scholars say is to accept the sighting from anywhere in the world. Okay, there are some scholars who believe that it is permissible to accept confirmed sighting from Muslims anywhere in the world that you share the night of part of, and you get that information, that you can accept that sighting. Others go according to another hadith, which is alluding to sighting the moon in the locality and in the country in which you live, and not going by the sighting overseas.